It's Not Another Buffalo Podcast, hosted by three of the most underqualified sports personalities this side of the canal. With John.
All you people out there who are like, these idiots don't know anything. First of all, you're right. And second of all,
Pat.
I'm just a dad talking in a closet, but I'm just saying.
And Brando.
We have this trust built on whatever it is, like Bibles and gold bricks and whatever Brandon Bean's drinking over there.
all right, welcome back to Not Another Buffalo Podcast, a Victory Tuesday evening here. You can find us on all platforms at Not Buff Podcast, socials, all that crap. I'm here with my buddies Pat, as Brando on the other side.
We're going to call him Pops now.
Yeah, Pops, yeah. Dad, Pat, okay, so we didn't announce this on the podcast last week because we wanted to let you do the honors, so I'll let you have the floor, Mr. Newly Dad, even though we kind of spoiled it already. But how's the dad life? How's it going so far?
It's going really well. Shout out to my job for letting me have some paternity time. My son, he's really well behaved.
My son, it's weird to hear you say that.
I was like at the store the other day talking about like I need to get stain remover that's safe for my son, and I was like, oh my god, I'm one of those dads. But no, everything's going really well, and my girlfriend is, she's an amazing mom, so it's been really good. I get really superstitious, so I had to kiss his head every time the Bills scored a touchdown and then run around the living room. But she's my girlfriend's like, we're gonna find some sort of way to sedate me for Thursday so that I don't get jumped up and scare him.
When you guys are going to games and he's 25 and you kiss him on the forehead.
Yeah, well, I'll be like, listen, son, do you want the Bills to win or not? I know that.
Like, what are you willing to do? Well, I'm glad your job has given you some time off. Me and Brandon are not so, we don't let it slide. You're back on the podcast week one after. So this job doesn't have as much flexibility. Sorry, Patty.
Talk to New York State about that FMLA, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Also, we're cutting your health insurance, Pat, from the podcast. Sorry. Brandon, what about you? How you doing?
We offer health insurance? Can I say that?
Yeah. Right. I'd like some too, please. Thank you. Brandon, how are you doing, man?
Good, man. The stadium was awesome on Sunday. I've had some bad experiences. It was awesome. I found a shortcut, so I missed a bunch of traffic. It saved me like a half an hour. I was super hyped about that. I think the season ticket holders all keep their tickets for the week one opener. So there's no crazy clowns there messing around.
Yeah.
Lots of cool people, lots of nice fans. Everybody seemed to have a good time being down. And the vibe was tough. Remember, you made that nice clip. I was like, got to have something start us off the gate hot here. And we couldn't have done any worse out of the gate. And that was
with the first couple drives and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we moved the ball on offense, but we got shredded on defense, which does happen. I mean, it happened against the Raiders. It's happening against the Giants, and we do bounce back. And McDermott's a very good adjustable defensive coordinator. But it was cool to be there. Beautiful day. I'm glad Josh didn't get hurt. Everybody left happy. Can't be mad about it.
Yeah. Well, everything except Josh's left hand, right? Which is like probably if you're going to pick any part of Josh to get hurt, it's fine. But let me tell you why it wasn't.
The Darth Vader.
Exactly.
Chop it off. Give him the
mechanical one.
Yeah.
Oh man, R.I.P. James Earl Jones.
Yes,
by the
93.
way, that was sad.
Mufasa.
That's sad. But yeah, Mufasa, among other things.
I forgot about him.
Yeah. Don't forget about Mufasa. While we have a second, I just want to thank our sponsor, Small City Realty. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or manage property in Western New York, you got to call our guy, Zach Korzelius. His number is 585-409-1088. That's 585-409-1088. And that's for buying, selling, or if you need property managed in Western New York, you live out of state and you want your Airbnb or your rental property managed, Zach Korzelius, Small City Realty. Again, that's Zachary at smallcityrealestate.com if you want to shoot him an email. Can I tell you why I wasn't nervous during this game at all, which is weird because I'm usually a worry. I'm somebody who doesn't watch the Bills game with friends. I'm somebody who just has to sit with my significant other and be by myself because, she's the only one who understands my reactions. Like, I don't like people being loud around me when I'm trying to, hear everything, all that stuff. But anyway, it was just because the Bills were moving the ball. That's all I want to see. Yeah. That's all we wanted to see last year when the offense slowed down. That's the most frustrating part of Bills games. If the offense can't get a first down, you're dead in the water because it's score points and score more points. Like, that's the name of the game. So even if your defense slips a little bit, if your offense can still march down the field, you're still going to have a chance. You're still going to have a chance to score 7 in the last 2 minutes, no matter what happens in the last minute even. So that was good. It worked out in our favor, and I'm glad we didn't start out with a loss. But if we keep moving the ball like that, I think it'll look good.
It was reminiscent of when we came back against the Ravens, except I think the Bills did not move the ball that well against the Ravens.
No, they didn't.
And to see them turn it over, the turnover was directly in front of me. And I'm like, shoot. So, but I was not worried because they really, like you said, they drove down the field. I don't know about you, but I hit some live bets. I was like, let's get, when they were driving down, I'm like, you know what? Let them score here. Let them score. Get a field goal, and I'm going to hammer this line live. And I did the same with the Dolphins game. So I was happy about that outcome. But, they're a different team with Kyler Murray. I said it on here. I'm in freaking Vegas with the 0.5 hook, man.
Yep. Pat with a score in the game picks. Bills to win, not to cover.
Yeah. Yeah, we should have done that. We should have trusted our gut.
I mean, 6.5.
I can't, man.
Points.
I'm obligated. I can't.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points.
Well, did you have any props? Do you have any Marvin Harrison Jr. props? Because I feel like those would have absolutely crapped the bet. Hopefully not.
No, we didn't. Thankfully.
No. Can we talk about this for a second though? And Pat Moran said this on Twitter. We're talking about our secondary. Benford and Douglas only got targeted 3 times for 2 catches and 4 yards.
Yeah, what was it? Greg Rousseau got targeted more in coverage.
Yeah.
So this was week 1 is always screwy, right? And we've got Dalton Kincaid with 2 targets and 1 catch or something like that.
Did you see what Joe Brady said about that though?
Yeah, I mean, it's because did you see the all 22 clips that people were posting on Twitter where there's like 4 Cardinals around him?
He got the Diggs treatment, we were wondering who was going to command that. So it's really neat it's a little peace of mind to think that we have a weapon enough to do that because 9 other receivers got open because of it, and that worked.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Feed everybody. I mean, Dalton Kincaid can have 0 catches as a decoy. I didn't draft him in fantasy. I probably would have if he was available where I wanted him, but so
it was a tough week for tight ends all around the NFL, but it was like old country buffet out there for the Bills offense. Now we got to talk about this for a minute. How elite did Allen look to you, man? Because I'm sitting there and I'm
vintage Allen.
I'm watching this and I said it to my students. I was like, guys, this is the best quarterback play you might ever see in your life. It is for me. I'm like, this supersedes even what he has done prior. Just to see what his ability on the field, some of his throws, these are darts. He's throwing missiles. That throw to Matt Collins, I was sitting there right at the end zone and looking at him like 13, one-on-one, and boom, right there. That's like a Gabe Davis 101 touchdown. It doesn't matter if it's Gabe Davis or Matt Collins out there. You got the guy to get the ball in the right spot. It's really awesome to see. And it circles me back to our conversation that we had earlier where we have to enjoy every single second here because it's so awesome that he comes out here in a week that the NFL's average offensive output was the lowest it had ever been on week 1. And the running backs kind of stole the show where Tua is the only 300-yard passer and CJ Stroud was up there. But I mean, I guess Derek Carr. Well,
right.
But,
we'll see if that holds up for the rest of the season.
Allen played like an MVP. There was MVP chants in the stadium, and I was taking part in them. And I just love it. I love it.
Yeah. Have we established that like Allen just likes to switch every other year? He plays really good or really bad in the season opener because he had the Rams game. He played really good. Before that, it was the Pittsburgh Steelers opener where he played really bad, and then last year he played really bad against the Jets. So are we just flip flopping there?
Steelers and Jets have really good defenses.
True, but Allen wasn't at his best for those games. But Pat, I want to ask you, what is it like to have to control your emotions while watching the Bills? Like you must have more. You're going to have more restraint than me and Brandon combined by the end of the season, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, it's more so. I mean, you would think like by the time I could process what was happening with like say the DJ Dallas kick return touchdown, I didn't have enough time really to get too worked up. But it's like I guess in the beginning of the game, seeing these long drives, really just kind of whatever death by 1,000 cuts really gets me upset. So
yeah, yeah. I
don't know.
There's never a dull moment, right?
No cure for it. So
Pat, can we talk about your dad jokes book behind you?
You guys want to hear one?
Can you read one?
Yeah, I'm ready for this.
Oh, I had a fantasy name for you too, Brando. Tell me what you think.
Oh yeah, all for it. Yeah,
a very goofy fantasy team. A yuck, yuck, yuck.
That's funny.
I like that.
It's funny. I yucked on himself in the end zone yesterday.
Yeah.
Why do they call that cord a USB?
Why?
Because USA was already taken.
Oh my God, you got Brandon going there.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to give that to my school for the joke of the day tomorrow.
Yeah. Brandon, how many, you have to come up with a joke every single day?
No.
Okay.
I've probably submitted 10 in 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, but there is a joke of the day. Someone's
we
writing
do it on
them.
the announcements. Yeah, somebody turns them in.
You ever
Most
have
of the
one that
days.
you're like, you're gritting your teeth. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that one probably
There's a
should've been
couple
up
where
there.
like parents are coming in to pick up and it's bad and they're just kind of like, it's like, this time. But most of them are good.
Now, before we get to this like Miami game here, have you guys seen this about Deshaun Watson's burner account on Twitter?
Oh no, this guy just can't get any worse.
I mean, okay, so this is a lot of speculation, but I just want to read you some of these tweets and you let me know if you think that this is Deshaun Watson or
I'm
if
going to
it's
tell you
just,
now. I think it's Deshaun Watson.
My only like other thought is that he just doesn't care enough to do this. He looks out like, I don't know if you guys watched any of the Browns game, Pat. I don't know if you
I
caught any
did
of
just
it.
because it's
He's
on,
so bad.
on
It's
basic
so bad.
TV.
It looks like he doesn't even care. It looks like he's sucking on purpose so that because he knows he's guaranteed $230 million, whether he plays for the next 6 years or not. Like it's sicko contract. It's
I mean, in
awful.
Deshaun's in his defense, he was under a lot of pressure to get sacked a few times. But
Pat, is this your burner account? Because there's a lot of tweets like that in here. Here, let me read some of them.
I watched the game. I mean, he wasn't good, but he got the crap knocked out of him.
It is Micah Parsons and stuff like that too. But man, I mean, Deshaun's arm looks shot for sure. So the name of this Twitter account is Leroy Bickerstaff. Leroy Bickerstaff. And it's Leroy Bickers 4 is the ad name. So if you want to go read some of these tweets. And so he refers to Deshaun Watson as 4. So when I say 4, he's talking about the number 4, his number on the jersey. You guys probably would have figured that out. Top of her most latest tweet. If 4 had a tackle like Trent Williams, he'd be able to show his greatness. 4 can't succeed when he's got no chance back there. And, somebody quote tweeted the Amari Cooper drop, I guess you would say. And Leroy Bickerstaff quote tweeted it and said, and we still going to sit here and act like 4 still don't got it. Pressured on damn near every drop back and 4 still standing in and delivering dots in the 4th. If that ain't heart, I don't know what is.
Oh my God. Okay, questions for you. What's the time for these tweets? When are they being tweeted?
I don't know. These are screenshotted and it's like a day ago. So Monday, not during the game. Obviously that would disqualify them.
Some Monday morning quarterbacking going on,
Yeah.
Hindsight 2020.
I'll give you guys one more. Guys in the locker room got 4's back all day. There's no evidence of that. All day long. It's y'all that never played the sport and don't know 4 like that coming on here and blaming 4 for not succeeding in an impossible situation.
It's not impossible. You have the best offensive line. You have great weapons. Your defense is one of the best.
Was
You had
anyone
the ghost
sacked more
of
than
Joe
6 times though
Flacco.
this weekend? I am curious to know. Was he the most sacked quarterback this
He might
weekend?
be. Sacks are a little bit of a quarterback stat, though.
True.
They
true.
are.
True. Sorry though. I
Not
think he's
wins,
trash
though.
too. I just was on the Browns
You're
hype
good.
train last year.
Hey, I know. And
I'm
when
on
you-
the Browns
when-
hype train this year. I have their defense in
I
fantasy.
want we'll get to it in game picks because we're going to pick their upcoming game this week.
Yeah.
But it'd be really nice if they just, if you haven't noticed, Deshaun's in trouble again with another lawsuit. So he might end up on the
Did not
commissioner's
notice this.
exempt list. Yes, an additional lawsuit. If you can believe it, there's another one.
Is this the Jameis Winston redemp arc I've been waiting for?
I know. We've been
years?
waiting for the
Put him
Jameson
in.
Williams redemp arc
Put
for
him
like
in.
6 or 7 years now. I mean, but anything's an upgrade. I mean, they've got DTR on that roster as well. And who's the other backup that they have? They have Tyler Huntley as well on this roster, don't they? They have 3 backup quarterbacks that are all competent, and I would take them all as the Bills QB2, honestly. Like,
Joe
no
Flacco
offense,
in Green Bay now.
Indianapolis, I thought.
That's right. He is playing this year. I thought
I think
that was weird.
I think he's
that
in Indianapolis.
that Cleveland didn't just decide to bring him back after everything that went right last year.
Yeah, he's Colts.
Yeah, but
It's him.
sorry, I just had to bring that up because I thought that was too funny. And
It is
even if it is not him, like, come on, poor Browns fans that didn't want this. Like, there's plenty of Browns fans that are, it's with any fan base, but
and
I
Baker
do feel
Mayfield
for-
throws 4 touchdowns on Sunday too. So
did you hear the
Sam Darnold had a week?
Yeah.
Opposite day.
Did you hear the guy calling into Cleveland Sports Talk to the radio host? He was comparing Baker Mayfield to Deshaun Watson, and the radio host blew up. He's like, I don't want to hear this anymore. We were watching trash. Baker Mayfield wasn't trash. So he was just going on about it.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
No.
I saw a clip of, I don't know. It's the, I should know the name of the guys. They got like Big Cat on the show and stuff like that. Pat, I think maybe it was Pardon My Take. They were trying to compare Watson's is Watson's contract not just the worst football contract in history, but the worst contract in history? And they're like, where do you think it ranks with like the Louisiana Purchase? Like, right. What level is it on? And I think how many million was Louisiana Purchase for?
18
million.
We got quite a lot of land for that much money. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I have one for you then. Which trade is worse? The Bryce Young trade, which nets CJ Stroud, Tank Dell. If you look at the trade for that, it goes. There's more guys.
The number 1 overall pick from last year,
Caleb Williams
as well.
Caleb Williams is in that. And
DJ Moore, I think.
DJ Moore is in that.
He's on my fantasy team though, so best too. You catch a lot of balls out there, bud.
Props.
Or the Deshaun Watson move. Which trade is worse?
I don't know. They're both pretty bad, but I think the Deshaun Watson one is disgusting just because of the context.
Well, and I feel like the Deshaun Watson situation is a little bit farther gone than there still is potential that maybe Bryce Young, you know what I mean, does really pull it together, and we're not having this conversation at the end of the year. No, I mean, I'm not.
Watched them.
They got shut out last week.
You're right.
Didn't they?
There is still hope, though, right? There's more hope for Brandon. Will you say there's more hope for Bryce Young than Deshaun Watson, even if the hope level is at 0 for both?
No, because I think you saw Watson be an all-pro quarterback, and Bryce Young threw a pick on the first throw of the game in year 2.
Deshaun Watson's arm looks like Brett Favre's arm now, like maybe worse.
Brett Favre takes offense to that. But I think
he's too busy stealing from charities to care. So
from pure like supporting cast talent, though, I mean, Deshaun Watson would have a better setup, I guess. But
I think it's the Watson signing is worse because Cleveland was set up to be good and their infrastructure was good, whereas the Panthers weren't expecting to be good. And like to just
that's fair.
Just put a dud in Cleveland when you have all pros on both sides of the ball, a great offensive line. Bryce Young's not supposed to be good, but he's supposed to flash, especially now with talent put around him. It's just tough because they're not getting one this year either.
No.
I don't know what to tell you guys in Cleveland and in Carolina. So. Well, go Bills.
Been there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this Miami game a little bit. Are you guys I don't know. Should we talk about it in context of our game picks? Because I kind of want to see where everybody's at with that. Like confident, nervous, excited. Are you already okay with a potential loss here? Has anybody come to grips with that?
Grips? 10-2 all time against the Dolphins. Josh Allen is. Grips.
Well, Travis Etienne had some grips. The Jaguars would have won, but
that's true. That's very true. It's very true. Could have been 24-7 after that play.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I want to look at the ESPN win probability chart on that. I feel like that's got to be like a huge, because what is it? Next play, Tyreek goes for 90 yards or something like that.
What a swing of events right there. Talk about emotional roller coaster. I think I'm not worried in the slightest because we own them in every way possible. We are their big brother. They are irrelevant to us. We have 4 straight division titles. They don't. They blew it last year in the last game of the year. We beat them all the time. So I'm not worried. No, I'm sorry. That's
Brandon, I'm putting that in a clip tomorrow morning. That's perfect. That's gold. You're going to have Dolphins fans in your mentions. Like,
that's
it'll be
funny.
Good.
I think Jordan Poyer makes it interesting. The guy who knows the offense in and out. How are you going to...
but the offense is different enough this year, probably, right?
Yes, but even Allen said it himself. That's going to be a challenge, how they're going to change things up. But I think the ultimate slap in the face to the Dolphins would be Allen hurdling Poyer for a touchdown. So that would be cool to see. But I'm not worried. I think it'll be a good game. 2 teams. We've shut downhill every year. It's going to be the pressure on...
It is regular season, so...
It's just going to be pressure on Tua. Is Greg Rousseau going to keep his pace on fire? Is he
That'd
going
be pretty
to
good.
He's got
Yeah,
40
that'd be
sacks
fire?
this year. Yeah.
Is Ed Oliver going to play good? Matt Milano destroys Tua, but he's not there. So is Dorian Williams going to be able to cover Achane out of the backfield with his speed?
Ooh, that's going to be a tough matchup.
So
Honestly, like the reason I'm nervous is not because of the Miami defense on the Bills offense. Like I think the Bills offense will get theirs this game. It's when you're missing guys like Taron Johnson. Taron Johnson's key to facing up against Miami, your slot guy. Now, granted, Miami's slot wide receiver is probably going to be Devin Achane because their wide receiver 3 is like Braxton Berrios because
It's actually Odell Beckham Jr.
who was injured and is not going to play this game.
I like that you had that ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Got him.
Yes, you did. Pat, I have a question for you now. Without Taron Johnson, your boy Cam Lewis has to play.
Yeah, I mean, he played pretty well. He had some good run fits in the game.
He did play well.
I thought he
did
played
play
well too. That's why I bring him up.
I mean, and if you guys are talking about wide receiver talk here, just to get you guys a little bit titillated,
I'm ready
I
to be
believe
titillated.
only 3
Pat.
wide receivers in the entire game caught a pass. Let me check here. Actually, no, 2 wide receivers in the entire game caught a
To the
pass for the
Dolphins?
Dolphins. So, I mean, maybe
Was
Hill
that
and Waddle
literally
were the
just
only 2 that
Hill
got
and
passes?
Waddle?
Yep. So, I
Wow.
mean, maybe
I
that's
guess-
a testament. I don't feel any better about Dorian Williams covering anyone or being any better in any sort of, zone scheme. But, I mean, that is something to consider. So,
Yeah. No, that's good. Like maybe they would be matched up on outside corners. It might be Rasul Douglas, and I mean for most of the time, right? Of course, they're going to put Tyreek in the slot for different stuff. Of course, they're going to move Achane in the slot and stuff like that too. But
So can I tell you what I'm worried a little bit about is the defensive rotations. I think of it as basketball style defense when you have to play the Dolphins, where if you don't get to your rotations in time, somebody's going to be running wide open. And to have guys that have been in this system not be here, on the surface level, it makes you a little bit nervous. But if you dive down a little bit, Cam Lewis has been on this team for 6 years. The safeties are new, but Hamlin's been here for 3 years. Douglas is a stud. Benford's a stud. Maybe you even see a little Kyer Elam at some point who's flashed against the Dolphins. But to see the line of communication from Hyde, Poyer, White, and insert Levi Wallace or Matt Milano, whatever, to see that they could look at each other and know, okay, I got flat zone. I got cover 2 deep. I got this without even like checking. That's the part I'm a little worried about. But I think that there's enough here on our defense that it will cover up the mistakes enough, even if they do get loose. 21 points against our defense outside of that kick return is a fair number for the Bills defense this year.
Plus the drive that was extended by that phantom personal foul call.
Sorry.
So that could have been 4 points less.
Yeah. So if you keep everybody under 21, I think we have a great record this season, even if that defense gives up some big plays.
Yeah.
But I'll be curious to see the personnel usage and even on that first drive again. We talked about that first drive. How do they react to the Dolphins being all circusy on offense?
Yeah, a couple of things too. So interestingly enough, the Jags played Miami last week. They played the highest amount of man defense in the entire NFL for the week. So that's an interesting tidbit. Jags played a lot of man against the Dolphins, which usually teams like to go zone against the Dolphins. So that's just interesting to think about.
They did limit them to not that much offense.
Like not that much points,
And, I
right?
mean,
but Tua still got their passing yards up
I feel
there
like you're
as
okay
well.
too if you only really have one long play happen. You know what I mean? If you're playing man the entire game. So
yeah, when they can put up 60 against the Broncos, you're happy with anything under 30. I was gonna say too, did you guys watch Sunday Night Football, Brandon? Of course, I know you did. I don't know if you got the whole thing.
I fell asleep when
yeah,
it was,
I didn't see
I
it
don't know
going
if
to
you-
overtime, but I mean,
Yeah, it makes me sad watching Trey a little
Play
bit.
well?
That he did get beat for one touchdown by Jamison Williams, pretty bad.
he's
but
good receiver.
like,
though.
I don't know. I just miss Trey. Side
Me
note,
too. Me
he's a great guy to have on the team. Whether on the field stuff aside, like I just really loved Trey White and was a huge fan of his. So hope he does well there. But do you guys want to get into our game picks here?
Let's do it.
yeah.
All right.
So game picks, pick six, pick'ems. Let's recap last week. We have Mr. Pops Pat Cap with the lead after week 1 with a 3-3 record, picking Kansas City, San Francisco, and Arizona to win and cover the spread, but not win the game. John and I coming in at 2-4, both picking Kansas City and Detroit, losing out on the other games, unfortunately. So, Pat, you got a 1-game lead on us. Nice job. Okay, game 1, Indianapolis at Green Bay. Indy is a 3-point favorite. Pat, what do you say?
Malik time. Malik, give me the Packers.
All right. Well, my answer is actually the same. I have 2 words. Malik Willis. Indy -3.
My pick is Jonathan Taylor is going to go off because the Packers have the 28th run defense in last year. Give me the Colts.
All right. That's good.
Okay. Now, because Pat's on the show this week, we had to get a Titans game in here. We got the Jets at the Titans. Jets are -3.5 point favorites here. Do they get off their sneed, John?
I don't know. I kind of think the Jets defense is going to eat Will Levis for breakfast. Will Levis had the Titans in general had some ugly turnovers that lost him the game last week to Chicago with 0 offense. So I'm going to take New York Jets -3.5. They bounce back with a W.
I don't know. Give me the Jets. I mean, Caleb Williams, the most undeserving.
Give me the Jets. Cash it in.
Yeah, most undeserving first game win ever. But yeah, so give me the Jets.
For sure.
As long as Will Levis puts mayo in his coffee, I'm going to pick against him. Give me the Jets. All right. We're just talking about him. The Cleveland Browns take their pitiful quarterback down to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is -3 point favorite here. Interesting matchup. Two stinkers of a game in their first weeks. Pat, who you got?
Give me the Jaguars.
Unless Watson gets put on the commissioner's exemption list this week and it's Jamison Williams, which if they do, I reserve the right to change my pick, then I'm going Jacksonville.
Fair enough. And I think Trevor Lawrence is better than Watson, so I'm taking Jacksonville.
In other news, grass is green.
Yes, grass is green. The sky is blue. Rain falls from clouds. Yes. Okay. On to the next one. Now, this is interesting. I see Cincinnati always seems to start slow, but when does it become a trend? Is it like, year 1, year 2, year 3? They throw up with these duds, but we got the Bengals coming off of the worst loss of the week, probably against Kansas City in Arrowhead. Kansas City is a -6 point favorite. John, do they bounce back or does Kansas City reign supreme?
I think Kansas City's going to keep rolling. They looked pretty good that first week, and I think they're just getting going. So they're going to be good this year. Unfortunately, again, Bengals go 0-2.
Well, yeah, give me the Chiefs. Unfortunately, again, So.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Unfortunately, I agree. Joe Burrow has on record now that he starts slow. So Chiefs going to hammer that, and they're going to get a little revenge because they're the only team that has really ever lost to the Bengals in the playoffs, right? They're the only team that's beat them.
Yeah, so. Pretty much.
All right. We have the opposite team that beat Cincinnati, Seattle against New England. In New England, Seattle's -3.5 point favorite. This will be the first home game that Bill Belichick has not coached in for New England since 1999. John, who you got?
Well, you guys predicted 0 New England wins or whatever it was, 1-16.
No, I had him at 4. I think
4. Okay, got it. Yeah. Pat might have him at 1-17. So there's that first one. I told you it's the NFL. They're gonna win some games, but New England won their Super Bowl last week. I think Seattle's a much better team. Give me Seattle by 5 or more.
Okay, Pat, to cover comfortably.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I'm 6 points. A lot of points. Give me the Pats. Give me the Pats. I'm riding the train. It doesn't matter. Drake May, Jacoby Brissett, doesn't matter.
Train's going to derail, man, because Geno is greater than Jacoby. Give me the Seahawks.
I like a redemp arc. I love Geno. I'm a big fan, but, maybe he wins by 5 points. Maybe he wins by 4
Pat,
points.
You just got some leftover Stockholm syndrome going on from the drought years or something like this New England affection. It is a lot easier to like them now that they don't have,
I like Gerard. I think Gerard's
Palpatine
a cool
guy. and Darth Vader, but I do like Gerard Mayo, but
yeah, we'll see. If he develops Drake May, we're all going to hate him, but anyways, the game of the week, Thursday night football. Super unfortunate for everybody that has to work on Friday. Buffalo at Miami. Miami's -2.5 point favorites. It's going to feel like 100 degrees, even though it's going to be at 8 o'clock at night. Pat, lead us off. Who do you got?
I think the Bills kicked the game-winning field goal while behind, not clearing that 2.5 point spread. But I don't really give a shit. They beat us 3 years ago in Miami, and we still made the playoffs, made a decent run. So I don't really care. But
Pat pretending like he doesn't care. I feel like we'll find out that you do care when that clock hits 0. I feel like we all find out how much we care when that happens, no matter how much we say they don't.
Good point.
All right, I got 4 words. Give me the Bills, baby.
Give me the Bills, baby.
Brando,
Dolphins, call Josh Allen your daddy one more time for the 11th time out of 12 games. I don't even know if that's right. No, it would be the 11th time out of 13 games. Josh Allen owns you. He's going to continue to own you. I will pick him every single time until you string a couple wins together. Give me the Bills.
I like it.
Yes,
I like
sir.
it.
All right, and we're going to get a little bit more into this game with Brando's bets here. Brando's bets coming off of a hot start. James Cook and the Buffalo Bills cashing that first Brando bet of the week. But just remember now, the Brando's bet is brought to you by DraftKings and the TD Tutty taking it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Are you ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Maybe it's James Cook to score a touchdown. Maybe it's Josh Allen to score a touchdown. Seems to be like automatic money for Josh Allen to score a touchdown on the ground if he's going to hurdle Jordan Poyer. Maybe we can put that in specifically. I don't know. Find out on DraftKings. Are you ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code NABP. That is code NABP, not another Buffalo podcast, for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
Time for Brando's Bets.
Not financial advice. Please gamble responsibly.
All right, we're cooking on a nice flat stovetop, some steaks, and we're going to go 2-0 here, baby. We are cooking in a gourmet kitchen because Josh Allen is going to fillet these Dolphins like a fish fillet from McDonald's on Friday during Lent. Buy one, get one free. The Bills have destroyed this team, and Josh Allen has won maybe 6 or 7 Offensive Player of the Weeks against the Dolphins. Let me give you a couple stats here. Josh Allen versus the Fins, 10-2 record all time. Average passing yards per game, 280. Average touchdown passes per game, 2.8. I didn't even take rushing stats because I don't care, because he doesn't need them, because he's going to own them either way. So Brando bet this week, the Buffalo Bills as underdogs. You can buy points pretty nicely here. So the Buffalo Bills, I took plus 7.5. They have won 42 games in a row by, no, they have, 42 games in a row? Give me the stat here, John.
They have not lost by more than 6 points in 42 straight games.
Yes, they have not lost. That's a mouthful. They have not lost by more than 6 points in 42 games. It's an NFL record. And so if you take plus 7.5, I mean, that's like taking a Brinks truck to the bank, baby. So this is not financial advice, by the way, but it is Josh Allen, baby. And so the Bills plus 7.5, one leg of the parlay. Allen plus 1 passing TD on the parlay because he averages 2.8 a game. That seems like good math. And then finally, with that 280 passing yard average Allen has against the Dolphins, we are going to add Allen plus 225 passing yard prop parlay. That comes out to minus 115. Almost even money. If you find a boost, maybe you get a little bonus pop there, but almost even money there for something that I think is going to cash, maybe even by halftime. We'll see. If he throws 225 yards by halftime, we're going to jump for joy. So that is my Brando bet of the week. Let's see if we can move it to 2-0. What do you think, John?
I like it.
I do probably have to take off here, though, fellas.
You're good.
You're good. We're done.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. I was going to say.
Enjoy your weekend with the baby, man. Go Bills. Go Luca. Go baby mama. I hope you're doing all right. Tell her we said hi.
All right. Well, you guys can find us on all platforms at Nut Buff Podcast. Check out some clips that we put on there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's always a huge help. Give us a review in Apple Podcasts if you enjoyed the show. All right. Yeah, that'll do it for this week. Go Bills, beat the Fins, and hopefully we're talking to you guys next week at 2-0. That'd be great, right?
The fish. Squish the fish.
I love it.
Squished up.
3 times. We'll see you guys next week. Go Bills.
Go Bills.